What's going on YouTube? My name is Hall11 and today I'm going to be giving you guys a vape review, but this one's going to be a little bit different. I'm going to go ahead and put this back in the package so you guys can see how it actually looks and how it comes, what it will probably look like when you get it if you decide to buy it. So today I'm going to be going over Candy King Batch. It is a new product line in Candy King's little select of juices that they have. Sorry, I've been looking at this instead of the actual camera. But the thing about this is that this is a much more sweeter flavor. And if you guys remember in my G150 review, I also said that the juice I was currently using was Candy King Strawberry Watermelon Bubblegum. The flavor for that is good. I rate it probably around maybe a 7 out of 10. Maybe even 6 out of 10. It's not the best thing I've ever tried, but it's definitely not the worst. I'd have to say the worst thing I've ever tried is going to have to be Jam Monster Grape. That is probably the worst flavor I've ever tried, and I highly recommend you not to even buy that flavor. The flavor is not even worth trying, even if someone else is using it. If someone says they have Jam Monster Grape, or even any Jam Monster for that matter, at least take a precaution, because it's going to taste nasty, because that juice literally made me throw up. That's how bad it was. But a juice like this, Candy King Batch, does not make me throw up. Well, it opened itself. Sorry, it's already open if it isn't already obvious. But this is how you open it. It's pretty basic. Candy King Batch by Dripmore. This has zero milligrams of nicotine, as you can see. Okay. It is by Dripmore, as I mentioned. It is by Dripmore. And what's kind of funny is that on here it says that it contains nicotine. Even though I just went over saying it has no nicotine. 0 milligrams means that it has no nicotine whatsoever. And this is a 100 ml bottle. So it's just about the max you can have. Especially, maybe at least in Candy King's line, this is the most you can have. In fact, I don't know if they even have smaller bottles. I think they only have 100 ml bottles. But let's go ahead and open this bad boy up. And it just opened itself again. Okay. So this is how you open it up. There's a little, see the little flap where the flap is? All you got to do is lift the flap. Open up the other flaps. And then tilt it. And there's your bottle of juice. Candy King Batch. Okay. So let's go over about the actual juice itself. Not the flavor, but the juice itself. I forget how much like glycerin and all that kind of stuff it has in it. I forgot the percentage. I don't think I even know it, to be honest. But the thing I do know is that this is actually good. The color of the flavor, you can see it's white. It's not like yellow like you probably see in other juices. It's white, not yellow. The thing about that is, the reason why I bring that up is because the lighter, like, I guess you can say that the darker the juice, the heavier it is, or something like that. It's something to do with, like, well, let's just say this, that if you have a darker juice, when you're like if you're using a darker juice, it's going to ruin your cotton and the coils a lot faster because it's a much darker juice. But things like lighter fluids, like Candy King does make some darkish kind of fluids, but I think most of their actual good flavors are actually pretty white. So I think the only exception would have to be Swedish Fish. I know that one I think is just naturally more yellow just because of how it was made. But the thing about this is that, in my opinion, some people may think differently, but in my opinion, this may be the best juice I've ever tasted, especially in Candy King's line. Sour Worms is probably a second best, but I think I'm changing it to Batch because I always love Sour Worms, but I'm actually starting to like Batch a little bit better. So that's what I'm going to be doing, and I am going to notice I'm still going to be using the G150 and this mod, the little pink E-leaf, and the white G1 and the white Smock G150. Now, but I did make an adjustment to the coil in this one. You see how the double coil is in there? Well, if you remember in my last video, I talked about a double coil that looked like that absorbs so much juice that it leaked to the bottom, and then you have to like blow it out. But even when you do that, even if you get all the leaking out from the bottom, it just keeps absorbing and absorbing, and it just keeps on leaking. And I just decided to take it out because it was no good. In fact, it's this coil right here. This is a coil that I refuse to use because of how much spit bag and leakage there is when you use it. But with this one, it doesn't really do that. You do get a little bit spit back when you use this, but not nearly, not even close to how much you got with this one. This one's just atrocious. Like, no, it's just bad all around. But with this one, I think it's actually I think it's decent. It's not the best, but it's decent. I can handle it. In fact, I'm gonna do a little cloud for you guys. The clouds are a little bit more on point because I changed the coil out. But I feel like clouds, if you want clouds, surprisingly, you can use this. Especially when you like... So, I'm going to do that for you guys real quick. Oh yeah. I also did forget to mention that this is kind of like a Candy King version, or Dripmore's version, whatever you want to say. This is basically like Dripmore's version of like Sour Patch Kids. You know, kind of like Batch, Sour Patch, Batch. You know, it kind of makes sense. But, like I said, I'm going to actually give you guys a little taste test because like I said in my other video, if you breathe that through your nose, you get a whole lot more flavor. I mean, some coils don't allow you to have that much vapor. But the coils on these are a little bit smaller, so you get a little bit more. You do get a little bit more flavor. So I'm gonna take a hit. You can't even see me. That's how fogged up it is. But like I said, the flavor is really good in my opinion. I'm gonna do a little couple of tricks for you guys because why not? Why not do a couple of tricks? Ooh, and I'm pretty sure I mentioned there is no nicotine, so it's not going to kill me. Do a couple O's here. Okay, get those out of here. I'll try to do a ghost. I don't know if I really love doing a Fretch inhale or a Bane. I'm gonna do it with this one. I still gotta work on my O's just a little bit. I still need to work on my O's, but I think overall it's pretty good. Okay, I'm gonna do a Fretch, just a normal Fretch inhale. Now let's do another cloud little thing. This thing can make some pretty good clouds. This one I'm not completely sure about. It makes pretty decent clouds. Nothing like, you could say nothing spectacular. But like I said, it does pretty good. Like I said, I've already reviewed both of these tanks, mostly the V1. I've already reviewed both of these tanks, but mostly the review is mostly on this a little bit. But this is kind of like a little extra. Just something if you want a little bit, like something that's small but can pack a little bit of a punch. Like, you probably can't even see the screen when I do that. Like, it's insane. But, like I said, that if you really want the best flavor, either get something that has small coils, but has a good amount of coils, like maybe 2 or 3 more. But they have to be pretty small, because the smaller the coils are, the better the flavor is going to be. Like, say if I try to breathe out my nose on this one, I might get a whole lot of flavor. I don't get a whole lot of flavor like I do when I hit this one. I get a whole lot more flavor off of that one. But what is my initial review of this juice of Candy King Batch? I'd say I have to give it at least either, honestly, I'm gonna be completely honest, I think I'd have to give this a 9 out of 10 or a 10 out of 10 because I just love this juice. It tastes good. It doesn't freaking run down your coils like some juices do. And all around, I trust Candy King because they make good products. In my opinion, they make good juices. So yeah, so basically what I'm trying to say is I love Candy King. I mean, I'm going to try to diverse this a little bit, not only do Candy King. Even though I do love Candy King, I don't want it to stick with that only. But I'm going to do one little cloud before I leave. I'm going to make it a good one. Use this one, because this one seems to be better for clouds. This one hits smoother, though. Okay, guys, that was my initial vape review of Candy King Batch. I believe this is going on for maybe at least $10 on most websites. I don't know what it's for in like a store or something, but usually sometimes it is better to get juices off a website because you can get much better deals. But this has been Haul1011. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Leave a like, comment, subscribe. I really don't care. If you want to show your support, you can. If you don't want to, that's fine too. See you guys in the next video.